Alright, so I'm on my lunch break from work right now, and I'm working on the intercooler piping. We have a bandsaw at work, so I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to go ahead and take some measurements and take the pipes with me back to work so I can cut them and get them ready for the bead roll so I can get them put on. So I went ahead and I threw this new coupler on right here, and I got this 90-degree elbow. So if you slide this up in here, you can see that it actually lines up perfect with this coupler right here, and it lines up with the coupler that goes onto the throttle body. At worst, I might have to trim this coupler a little bit just to push it in a little bit more, but with that in that position, I should be able to mark this right. Obviously, like the last video, we're gonna leave a little excess in there, but not too much. Go ahead and just put it right about here. All right. Honestly, this works so much better because like the JZ intercooler kits are a bunch of money. They're like $700, dog. Nah, you don't need to do all that. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong. You can definitely do that, but you don't have to do that. And the ones that are cheap that are on eBay, they go to twin turbo setups, so the pipes don't really line up in the same way. And then if you do find another one, it might have a different intercooler setup, so the pipes might run in a different orientation. So I figured this would be the easiest way. I didn't really run into any challenges, so worst case, just got to get like a blow-off valve flange welded onto the hot side or the cold side. I think on JZ's it goes on the cold side right before the throttle body, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I will learn when it's time to put one on. Went ahead and threw on that side skirt. You guys saw that last video. And the fitment's looking pretty good. I would like to get a tiny bit more negative camber on these front wheels. Currently, with these BC BRs, I'm maxed out. So if I can get some super low coilovers, whether it be BC, Stance, or Silvers, I do need to find a coilover company to work with. I'll be able to lower it a little bit more and then put the excessive Ackerman correction on it, which adds a little bit more camber to it, and then I should be able to slam it to compensate for it, to dial that fitment in a little bit more. But honestly, if I have to run it that way, it looks fine. So not a big deal. I'm currently exporting the video that I'm uploading today off my phone so I can get it uploaded to YouTube while I'm on lunch so I can get it out to you guys. So I went ahead and cut these on the bandsaw at work and then shaved them down on the bench grinder and stuff, made sure that they were all clean with no shards in them. So let's test fit them and see if I need to use one of the longer ones, one of the shorter ones. We'll see. Well, that'll work. That'll definitely work. The only thing maybe I could do differently is maybe cut one of the 45 arms that I have, but I don't even think that's necessary. Comes right down through the stock intercooler area, straight into the coupler. That looks really good. So all I gotta do is just order some new 90-degree couplers to put it all together. Try to find a new one of these OEM throttle body couplers, and then we'll be good to go on the entire breathing system for the turbo setup minus a blow-off valve, because I think I should put one on. This is a hybrid custom-built turbo. I don't really know the specs of all the stuff in it, so it would probably be best for me to just try to make sure that it lasts as long as possible. Now we've got the cold side all hooked up, and we've got the hot side all hooked up. So I was telling you guys in the last video that I was just going to go ahead and take another coupler and throw it on the 90 and then put a straight piece in there. So that's exactly what I did. I took one of the short cuts that I did from work today, shaved that down, and I went ahead and threw it in here. So that'll work just fine for now. So that's another system checked off the list. Alright, so built the final set of wheels, cleaned the hardware, shortened rear upper control arms. Haven't done that. Haven't done that. We did the proportioning valve. We did the brake lines. Still waiting on the door handles. Cool. There we go. So I'm pretty sure I have a Chase Bay's power steering reservoir at the house from the VQ swap. So I'm thinking about grabbing that and just bringing it up here. But honestly, when I look at the engine bay, I feel like it's not really built to fit a reservoir that big unless I just put it on the strut tower. Now I did see one on Amazon that's shorter, but I don't know if it's baffled or not. So I have to do some research on it and make sure that it's actually a good reservoir, because it's like $160, and that's exactly how much the Chase Bay's one costs. And if the Chase Bay's one is better, then I'd rather get that. But the small compact one will fit better. It'll look better in my personal opinion. So I have to figure that out. But I am going to run AN lines to make my high pressure power steering lines. And I have Teflon lines, PTFE lines from Evil Energy. They sent me a kit, and I use that kit to not only make my fuel lines, but like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing the rest of my lines with it. DJ, did you just bring over a new piece of merch?
Right here.
Oh my gosh. Dude, what? Dude, you cannot give this much creative freedom to somebody as funny as DJ. This dude has full access to make whatever he wants. Like, look, I got my hat, then he got V2 right there.
There we go.
Unbelievable. Y'all, do y'all want new merch, by the way? I've been brainstorming exclusive merchandise ideas, but I don't want to release it and have a bunch of dead stock. But I do want to put out new merch like these, and then some shirts and some other stuff. Do you guys want to buy that kind of stuff? I want to make high quality merchandise. Let me know in the comments, and I'll think about doing a drop soon. So I had showed you guys that I had gotten it all in and routed, and then I sent a snap to Preza Mike, and he was like, yo, don't forget about your radiator. Thanks, Mike. No, really, thank you, because I didn't consider my radiator, so now I have to make some adjustments to consider my radiator. So it looks like if I just go ahead and I trim this lip down here on this front area, I can go ahead and slip a 45-degree arm in there. So as you guys saw there, I went ahead and shaved down that area, and then I just came back and did it to this spot too. So let's go ahead and drop the radiator in and see if we can get the pipes to line up. Now, I still don't think that this one's going to go through, but I should just check. Yeah, this one's not going to work. This 45 should fit through. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I should be able to turn it. Not like that. Oh, that'll work. Alright, so maybe if I stick this on right here. How did this one line up? Right about there. Okay. Maybe. That looks pretty bad. It's pretty awful. Alright, so I got both sides grinded down, got the radiator set in, and I went ahead and got this junction put in with a little elbow with a 45-degree arm that comes right out to the intercooler. I put a mark right here, so I'm going to take this pipe to work, cut it, and I should be able to attach it. And then on the cold side, I was able to take a full 90-degree elbow, and it gets very close to the coupler. So I'm going to try to see if one of my coworkers can just weld a piece of the round on there, and then I can cut it to size. And then I'll be able to come down to this one right here, trim it right on that line, and hook it up to the coupler. Hopefully that's all I need to do. We'll see. But it's 9:30, so I'm gonna head home. Goal this week is to get the intercooler piping knocked out. That is my goal. Alright, more parts came in. So, it's time to start hooking up all the intercooler piping, get this HKS pipe mounted, and then we're going to work on the power steering stuff because I have the Chase Bay's reservoir and all the lines. I think I already showed you guys that. So yeah, we're going to work on that. Here's some Amazon packages, so let's open these up. Alright, so here we've got a 3-inch down to a 2.5-inch coupler. This is probably the 45-degree one, if I were to guess. Nope, 90-degree. 2.5-inch all around. Here's the 45-degree. And then we should just have one 3-inch. Precisely. It came with hose clamps. We won't be using these. Alright, let's get it all fitted up on the car. Let's go ahead and take this off. Alright, so we got that 3-inch one on. Now let's go ahead and stick on the reducer. That's perfect. Look at that, it looks beautiful. So there we go, we got our cold side all connected, got all of our pipes, got the couplers, looks good. Alright, so here I've got my hole saw kit. I think I got this from Harbor Freight. I don't even know, it might maybe Walmart. But I should be able to grab, what's this, 2.5? That's a little too small. Go slightly oversized. What is this? 3-inch. 3-inch work. Pretty simple setup. Let's go tape up the area and drill a hole. So I'm gonna keep this pretty simple. When it's all lined up, it kind of comes right into this area where these 4 holes are. So I'm just going to drill right here. I'm gonna try to leave in these tapped holes because you never know if you could use those for something. But I do think that right here is a perfect spot to run it through. So let me get a little bit of a pilot hole going. This hopefully doesn't slide around too much. I do this kind of stuff like every day at work, so it should be all right. I'm just gonna grab a drill bit. Well, shit. That's all right. I need to find a way to get this out of there. Of course. Should have looked on the backside first. Oops. So now that I got the hole cut, you can kind of see the idea here, right? So we got a 90 degree to a straight to a 45 to a pipe that has a 45 degree bend in it to a 90 to the turbo. Then on the cold side, we got the HKS pipe, the 90 degree, couple 90 degree couplers, couple straight couplers, a reducer, and that should be good to go. The only other decision we have to make is where the blow-off valve is going to go, and then we'll take care of that. So, with that being said, let's move on.
And there's some like 20-year-old kid that's the new property manager. And his job is to make sure that everyone's following the rules.
Wrap on the harness that runs under the driver's side fender. Just want to make sure that none of these wires are in a position where they could hit the wheel, but it's also a great time to go ahead and just re-wrap everything in Super 33 harness tape and just make sure that it's all safe for the road and nothing can get into the wires or into the loom. Alright, so this week was a little chaotic, a little bit all over the place compared to what the last few weeks have been, but that's pretty normal in my life. It takes a lot to stay on a specific subject for an entire week and then put out a video that's subjugated towards that subject for the entire week just because I have so much going on. So during the week, I also was working on Zeth's body kit, and I also got a package in the mail from Preza Mike for something that him and I are working on together. So next video is going to be all about the paint booth that I got, the paint kit I got from the spray source, painting Zeth's body kit, and getting this package from Preza Mike, which is really exciting because, well, we're collaborating on something. And I think that you guys probably want to see that because, well, you guys have been commenting it not only on my content, but also on his content for years. So with that being said, let me know what you guys are excited about. Let me know any comments or questions you might have about the Mark II. And let me know if you guys wouldn't mind if these videos were more chronological in the order of how my weeks actually go. Because if I were to do that, this video probably would have started with the JZX, then moved to the body kit, then went back to the JZX, then went to the paint booth, then to the kit, to the Preza mic box, and then to me working on the JZX again. But I didn't want to put out a video where it's jumping all over the place and do that to you guys. But sometimes you guys prefer that just because it's how things go. So with that said, I'll stop jibber jabbering, I'll stop yapping, and I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.